Hello everyone, welcome back again and again to my video, Keysha Allea Zanuba. And do you guys ever listen about an amazing holiday that ends with a dramatic tragedy? Okay, if you like it, then you will very like my novel story. Check it out! So the story begins in July 2011 where Abby curled up in a dark 50 prison cell. She had been imprisoned for 200 days, known by the French newspaper as one of the Monte Carlo mistresses, or the women's culpables accused of a double murder she didn't commit. Abby waited for a miracle or new evidence to set her free. In the overcrowded prison hospital, she met her close friend Winnie, a fellow nurse assistant, and despair began to consume Winnie. And one day, Abby found her lying lifeless on a stretcher, an ominous sign for everyone involved in the camps. So, uh, luxurious holiday turned disaster sometimes earlier. Amy and her friends, Selena, Winnie, Bry, had arrived at a luxurious hotel metropole in Monte Carlo. Serena booked an extravagant presidential suite, leaving Abby unfamiliar with such luxury in Kuwait. They enjoyed the Monte Carlo atmosphere, and Serena, a former Olympic sky champion, took them to Le Grand Casino. Serena bet large sums of money, kept losing, but eventually won big, and the joy continued the next morning at Monte Carlo Beach Hotel, where they relaxed by the pool. Abby reflected on her friend's marriage and her own, which no longer sparked longing for her husband Jeffrey. And their husbands arrived at a horrific moment, the yacht unexpectedly. Their husband, Carlton, Christian, Simon, and Jeffrey were also in the Monte Carlo, watching their wives from private balcony, visibly displeased. Carlton Bride's husband even brought a gun and stated over their behavior. The evening, the woman dined at the upscale Japanese restaurant Yoshi and opened up about their sex lives. While Abby still loved her husband, but later at a crowded nightclub amid a famous Hollywood actor, Damon Kodiak, and they felt a deep connection along the hours, including Winnie with Debo, later revealed as French president, and Henry Devers. Wow! And Serena with Locke, they returned to the casino and deigned to the dock to board a luxurious yacht. A drunken atmosphere and sudden gunshots shattered the night. And then the tragedy happened. On the yacht, Abby refused to participate in a group sex encounter and went looking for Damon. Soon they spent the night together, and Abby felt a freedom she'd never known. The next morning, she woke alone. Damon was gone, and she sighed to leave Jeffrey. But then she heard a gunshot and suddenly being wheeled away on a stretcher. And witnessed her best friend's deed, followed by the rest of herself, Serena, and Brett. They were handcuffed, taken to a military crowded dock, flown to Nice airport, and then transported to an unknown location with blindfolds on. So the interrogation happened. Amy was interrogated in a bright white room by Duran and Rowan. They accused her of working for terrorist groups, and Abby vehemently denied it. Yeah, of course, and insisted she was just harmless housewife. But fear crept in as she realized the interrogators were serious. They showed her photos of the murdered men, Devo and Locke. Abby was astounded to learn that it was the president of France. Oh my god. And Duran and Ron accused Abby and her friends of the murders, and most shockingly, the murder weapon was found in Abby's handbag. The interrogators tried to turn the women against each other. Winnie, under emotional pressure, seemingly confessed to killing for money. Her statement was recorded, edited by Duran to blame Brian and Serena. They were offered a deal, a lighter charge in exchange for implicating Abby. Daniel Ingersoll from US, and Desi, who finally visited Abby in her cell, confirmed the evidence was told, and friends was thirsty for blood. 9 months later, the Monte Carlo 4 trial began at the Palace de Justice. Abby and her friends were isolated and transported under heavy guard. There's a crowd screaming, "Oh, dear to the mothers!" Oh my god. And in court, they were camping in a bulletproof room testified, claiming that the DNA of Winnie, Serena, and Abby was found in the car where the murder happened, even though they denied ever being there. So, Abby's children found websites and Facebook page portraying her as a killer. Reporter Joseph Murray believed Winnie was the mother and other child. Damon Kodiak testified, denying he was on a yacht and providing a questionable alibi. During the trial, a prankster tried to kill Abby, making these things worse. The judge offered the woman a deal if they confessed. I'm pretty sure Serena, Bria, and Winnie agreed, but Abby still refused, holding the firm and also help from Christian and Victoria Adversary, and managed to escape from the military prison. Truth revealed at Cinema Mark, now a fugitive. Abby went into hiding and continued seeking the truth. She suspected the husbands were involved in the murders and deeper conspiracy. Christian, who seemed to help her escape, eventually turned her in. Eddie tracked Damon Kodiak to his movie premiere at Cinema Landmark. There, she found a gun at him. Traveled. Damon confessed the ambushment, and the South advocate, Colton and Christian, were the real killers. He also revealed that Simon and Colton begged him to stay silent. Christian appeared and shot Simon. Eddie then threatened Christian into revealing everything, and injustice and the price to pay. With little time, Abby integrated Christian, who finally confessed. Carlton had fired the shot, and Simon had been locked out in the marina. The presiding judge announced that Abby Elliott, Brian Gordon, and Selena Schofield were not guilty and would be released immediately. The courtroom erupted in applause, the woman embraced, but Abby reflected on the emotional toll on their children, who now had to face the bitter truth that their fathers were involved in the crime. So Abby realized she had changed, no longer a heroine, but a survivor. Jeffrey, her husband, sat in a cell, broken, and now had to rebuild her life, a life far from the drama and betrayal that had turned in the park. Yay! It has a happy ending story. Thank you guys for your kind attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye bye.